Okay, how to deal with parents pressuring you whilst you're in your exam. So what do I mean by pressure in terms of, okay, how did the exam go? And that kind of, how did the exam go, it makes you feel a bit more pressure inside because you don't want to share the full story knowing that it went really bad. And you know that potentially by you sharing that, it's going to make them come at you and say, I told you you should have done this. I told you you should have been revising more. I told you you should have done this. Now, there are some parents that are actually supportive, kind of wanting to support their children and want to make sure that they're okay. That is fine. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those people that the parents have that kind of old mentality, right? That you have to do well, you have to get those results. And I'm going to ask you how it went, and even me asking you is going to put pressure on you. Do you feel that? Let's be honest, do you actually feel that? Because I know I felt that. I know that when, my mom was asking me how did the exam go, even though me saying that, oh, it was okay, or it didn't go well, or it went good, or whatever it was, I still felt some sort of pressure from the indirect question, because it's like there's an expectation from my family that I have to do well. Do you feel like that? That you have this kind of expectation that you have to do well, and if you don't do well, you're looked at as a failure in the family, or you're looked at as someone who is just not good enough. Because I felt that, man, and it's not a nice place to be. It's not a nice feeling to have. I want you to understand that it is okay. It's okay. You don't have to feel that pressure. It does feel like that. I understand that. But you have to try and take yourself out of this. This is what's going to happen. Let's just say worst case scenario, and it will always happen, right? Worst case scenario, you don't do well in your exam. Okay, you don't do well. Your parents will probably feel like, okay, you know what? They're going to give you that feeling bad, on results day, etc. Or they're going to make you feel like it's, you're a failure, fine. But eventually things change. Eventually they will forget. Do you know why? Life gets in the way. They're not going to be able to hold on to this for so long. You'll give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and eventually they'll forget. But they will remember, but it's not going to be like an everyday conversation. Now, you might have those kind of parents that are always going to come back and bring it back again. You've got to find ways to build a wall against that. As you're going through these exams right now and your parents are asking you, you could be smart with it, okay? But you also have to understand your emotions and understand that, okay, if I go and tell my mom and dad about, oh, it didn't go well, what kind of repercussion am I going to get from them? Are they going to make me feel worse? Are they going to make me feel like, damn, I'm even more of a failure? Because if that is the case, you don't need to share that. You don't need to share that. There's no point of having a conversation. I'm not saying your parents are bad, by the way. Don't get me wrong, before all these people in the comments are going to say, oh my gosh, this guy's going to try and split parents and family up. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to protect your mindset. I'm pretty much at 2-3 steps ahead, right? I'm already thinking about, okay, if you are going to say this to your mom and dad, and they're going to come back at you, what's the consequences on your emotional health at the moment, your mental health? You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel like you're a failure. You're going to feel even more pressure, which means now all of those feelings, you're not going to be able to stay focused or be focused on the next task or on the next exam, because now you have all these feelings in your head, which means you're wasting time, or you have wasted time because of all those emotions. Because over one simple thing where you just told your parent, and you were honest as well, right? You were actually honest with your parents. You just were honest about it, and it just come back and, slapped you in the face. So what I'm trying to get you to see, if this helps, is that you want to, when they ask you these questions, you also need to understand your parents, right? I don't know how your parents are. I don't know. Everyone's parents is different. But you want to understand, if you know your parents well, where they are going to bring you down, there's no need for you to say it. You just say it went well. And then we'll deal with the results when it comes, right? Because you have other exams that you need to focus on. You haven't got the time to let them come at you and say, oh, you should have done this, or you should have done this, or I told you, yeah, okay, you keep talking. That doesn't help me. I remember, man, when my mom was saying this, it was like, you know what, not to be disrespectful, but it was like, this doesn't help me, man. You saying this shit isn't helping me. It's deteriorating my mental health. I am already in pressure, and you're putting more pressure on me. I don't need that shit, man. I don't need that. So what do? I don't say it. I just say, yeah, it went okay. It went okay. Yeah, it went okay. That's all I say. I don't even tell the details. I don't even share the details. Because sharing the details, if it's a parent that understands you and wants to support you, yes, by all means share the details. Because you're literally talking to someone. You're basically, what's it called? You're unraveling, right? You're just kind of letting everything out, and that person is okay, is there to support you. Fantastic, brilliant, do it. But if you know that your parent is not going to do that, it's detrimental, man. It's detrimental. I remember, and to be fair to me, it made me more angry. I don't know if you feel like that, but for me, when it happened to me, it made me more angry. It made me more frustrated. It's like, listen, I should not have said anything to you, because you just made this whole situation even more worse. I can't even focus on my next exams. I've just wasted the last 1 hour, 2 hours worrying and feeling so stressed because of one simple question you asked me. I don't need that, man. I have to be smart. I always say this, and I've said this in my other videos, that being smart is not just about being academic. Being smart is knowing when to say things and when not to say things. That's also being smart. I want you to, this is what I'm trying to change your mindset, right? And look, it is going deep. Of course it's going deep. But listen, this is what this channel is about. I'm not just going to keep it very, high level about education. And we're going to go deep in life, man. This is what this channel is about and is going to go forward with. And I know you're enjoying it. I know you're taking a lot of value from this. So this is one of those things. Be smart. And it's going to happen even for, like what I'm saying right now, this is, for your GCSEs and A-levels, right? Cool. This is also going to happen after university, when you're going to get married, get a job. It's always going to happen. Your family always going to be there. Especially the ones that always put that pressure on you that you should be this and this. Look, I'm not saying the intentions is right. Your parents' intentions is right, is not wrong. But the way they do it is wrong. Because you have to understand that individual. You have to understand, okay, my son or daughter thinks in this manner. My son and daughter acts in this manner. I have to be smart with how I talk with my son and daughter so I can get the best out of them. If I start saying these things to put pressure on them, what's going to happen is they are not going to come and talk to me. They are not going to come and open to me. When I get married, I'm still single, but when I get married and I have kids, I want my children to talk with me about everything. I know it's difficult, but I want to have that kind of relationship. I don't want to be judging them, man. I'll put pressure on them, don't get me wrong, but I'll put pressure in the right way. In a way that they will rise up to the occasion. In a way that they will rise up to that pressure because of the way I've said it, the way I'm doing it, the way I'm trying to get the best out of them. It's so easy just to say, oh, you should have done this. You should have, I told you not to do this. I told you not to do that, etc., etc. But you're actually there to support your child through the mental barrier, through the mental roller coaster they're going through. We don't have that, man. I certainly did not get that. It's easy for my parents to say, like, okay, just do this. Like, okay, but I don't know how to do it. I need help. You're just telling me to do this. Now I don't know how to do it. It's like saying, okay, go and get a job. That's what they say, go and get a job. Just become a doctor or become an engineer, whatever. Just do that, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it. How does that help, man? Like, if you're going to tell me to do something, show me the way. Explain to me how you're going to do it. That is helpful, as opposed to just saying, go and do it. That's the easy thing to do. Look, I'm not saying your parents are bad. I'm not saying it, but there is a miscommunication. There is a generation gap where they were obviously brought up in an older generation. You are brought up in a different generation. And that gap is the miscommunication. Right? By the way, again, I just need to reiterate this. I am not saying that your parents are bad, because I know some people in the comments are just going to come and say, like, this guy is evil, blah. Man, shut up, man. This is just the real truth. And if you are willing to be open and willing to listen to these kind of practical aspects, you will understand. You're probably going through this, but people don't talk about this. People think it's just a normal thing and you just get on with it. Okay, cool. If your parents are putting that pressure on you, this is what's going to happen. As they keep putting pressure for GCSE, A-levels, university, job, career, marriage, you're not going to be willing to open up to them, man. You're probably not even opening up to them. Let's be real. You're not, because you know they're going to judge you. You know they're going to think of you in a different way. You can feel the pressure. And then what's going to happen is the distance becomes more and more. That's not right, man. That's not right. Like, even for me and my side right now, like, even to this day, I'll be real here, like, my mom never even said a simple well done. never acknowledge anything I've done to this day. By the way, I'm not saying my mom is bad. I'm not saying my mom is bad, but it's that old generation mentality, right? To this day, there is no well done, Vidush. Well done for what you've achieved. I am proud of you. No, nothing. No, not a single word. And in a way, maybe that's what drives me even more. Maybe it's a blessing and a curse for me. And maybe that's what I live with. I have to live with. It's like I will not get the acknowledgement ever. I will not get the praise ever. But because I'm not getting the acknowledgement and praise, I keep pushing the barriers. I keep pushing the levels. I keep going up and up and up because it's not enough. And trust me, my family dynamics is very, very complex. Yeah, there's so much stories, man. I'll share that. There's so many different stories about it. How I left home just like that, started from nothing, didn't speak with them for 2.5 years. This is your life. At the end of the day, when everything is said and done, you're the one who's going to be living with your thoughts day in, day out. No one else. Not mom, not dad, not sister, not brother. You're the one who's going to have to live with your thoughts. And you have to be able to be at peace with those thoughts. You can't let external factors get you. I know it's hard. So please don't think that I'm trying to say do this in a very harsh way. But I'm trying to get your mind to start thinking a bit more. Like start kind of being a bit more firm, like I was saying before, right? I'm trying to open your mind up to try and be a bit more. You can see it's more of like a self-improvement, right? To make you stronger mentally so you can stand up on your own 2 feet. And when you do that, man, like, listen, if there's a saying, I can't remember the saying, but there's a saying where if you're able to control your mind and your emotions, everything outside of the world, like anything outside can't penetrate inside you. If you're able to control this and you're able to be at peace with this, anything on the outside cannot penetrate you because you conquered your mind. That's very powerful. That's very, very powerful. Conquer your mind and everything else will conquer by itself. You'll see. Everything else will just flow from there. So, as much as it's tough right now, let this be a building block of you building a bit more firmness about you. You kind of improving your mental hardness, your mental stability, your mental health. You kind of, think of it like this, right? Not in a bad way, but think of it, okay, that pressure that's coming, how can I turn that into a good thing? How can I become stronger from that pressure? Because if you're able to do that, as you go up in your different stages of your life, you're going to build your capacity even more and more and more. And this is where your levels just keep going up and up and up. It's a good thing. It's difficult to see it's a good thing, of course, because you're going through it and you feel like everything is so bad right now and it feels like a bad thing. But remember, there's always opportunities in the bad things. There's always opportunities in the things that come at you. Whether you look at it as a good thing or bad thing, that is your choice. That's a quote. If something comes at you, whether it's good or bad, that depends on your mindset. Is that a good quote? I don't think that was a good quote. Okay, whatever. So yeah, man, hopefully this helped you out. And this is just to remind yourself that, listen, like, you will get through this. You just have to build the mental fortitude and you're going to go through these trials and tribulations. There is no sugarcoating here. You know how my channel is. You know how I talk. You know how we roll here, right? But this is the way for you to go forward in life. If I sugarcoat everything, man, you're not improving, man. You're not improving. You're not really you have to break down. You have to break down. You have to break down so you can get back up. You have to go on your knees so you can get back up. Once you're down, the only way is up. Once you're down, the only way is up. That's a quote. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys can take something from this. Everything starts from zero. When you're going to start. Peace.